So we are going to be live and very, very shortly. But as we say, let's take a look at this Brazil track here tonight. 10 left, 4 right. Opened in 1948 and hosts such events as the F1, Stock Car Brazil, TCR South America, WEC, and F3000, 4.309 kilometers or 2.677 miles, and is in its fifth variant of the track. So there you go. That is Sao Paulo that is Interlagos in Sao Paulo. Right, guys, so you've got myself, James Parfitt, and Matt Zeniith here in the booth tonight, standing in for Ewan O'Leary. So good time to bring Matt into the booth. Matt, how are you?
Not too bad, James. How are you doing? It's going to look like a good race today.
Yeah, it should be a really good one. And we're in round 3 of this amazing championship. It's going to be absolutely epic, I think. 10 minutes qualifying. We got a 15-lap race and some absolute stellar racing. Now, we've got somebody in the booth with us this evening. I wonder if he's supposed to be in here.
I don't know, James. Let me just...
Yeah, shoot him. Yeah, there you go. Unless he wants to come in. Let me just give him a little bit of a message and see what the situation is with Phil Glover sitting there. So let's currently have a look at the championship standings as they stand right now. So we've got Mike Busson in first place, Paul Crabb in second, Simon Edwards in third, Austin Gretorix in fourth, Ben Underdown in fifth, Oliver Ettridge in sixth, Luke Maxwell in seventh, Michael LeMay in eighth, David Rolliston 9th, Dominic Webb in 10th, Damien G in 11th, Graham Brown 12th, Paul Clark is down in 13th, Dave Dowson 14th, Dan Webster 15th, Jamie Bird 16th, Colin Wynn 17th, and Phil Jocelyn rounds out our top 18. Paul LeMay in 19th, Martina Ward in 20th, Darryl Taylor 21st, Phil Glover 22nd, Scott Lear 23rd, Dave Kirkman 24th, and some imaginary figure in 25th place. So there we go. 5 minutes remaining of practice, guys, as well. So if you are here, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to give the video a big old thumbs up and turn on those bells for notifications, because you're not going to want to miss any of the action we've got coming up for you this week. And what an absolute epic week of racing we've got lined up for you here on the JPB YouTube channel. Don't forget, you can hit us up over at Twitter at JPBroadcasting _ as well. And that flyby on the track was provided by simracingcommunity.com. Head over there for all your up-to-date sim racing news. And you can go and sign in and join up with the sim racing community over there. So that's well worth going to do. So that was simracingcommunity.com as well. So much love to them for providing the flyby on the race circuit this evening. So, Matt, here we are once again. It seems like an absolute lifetime since I spoke to you yesterday. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely incredible race we had yesterday. 16-car pile-up in a GT3 event was just incredible. But tonight we've got to concentrate on the radicals. Now, past results. So in Spa, we had Simon Edwards in first, Mike Busson second, Austin Gretorix third. In Okayama, we had Paul Crabb in first, Mike Busson in second, and Austin Gretorix in third. So all in all, Austin Gretorix and Mike Busson surely can go one better, can they not?
Definitely. They're going to be the names to watch. Obviously, Busson, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was number 1 in the standings there. And Gretorix, obviously another good name, came up twice.
Yeah.
We did see Crabb come up as well, so that could be another name that could be pretty interesting to see. So, could be interesting, James. I'm not quite sure how this one's going to go. It's going to be a little bit tough to predict at the start of this. I think we're just going to have to wait to see until it starts.
Yeah, hopefully it will be a clean start. We've got 17 cars on track this evening. And I've got to be honest, I've been driving the SR10 myself around Brazil this week. I've been, going out doing a few laps. Can't get down below a 129 at the moment. And then I look at the scoreboard and I see Simon Edwards on a 126.7, Paul Crabb on a 126.9. So then I realise how slow I actually am and the reason why I'm sitting in the booth, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing you're in the booth and not in the race, though, James, because that would be a little bit awkward. But luckily, you're in here with me. You're stuck with me for another hour, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the thing is it's different track temps to officials to what we run here in this series. So, you know, they get fixed temperatures and stuff like that. So their times are going to come down. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking by it. But let's have a look. We'll see how good old Mike Bousson is doing on. Been 2 second places so far for Mike. Hopefully going to go one better this evening. Chances, very good. Currently sat in third on a 127. Now, he has boasted before that he's done a 126. So if he can match up with that 126, it's going to be absolutely incredible.
Definitely. I mean, Mike Bousson, that number one place has just been escaping in the past two, getting 2 second places. He's behind Crab in one of those races. Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
No, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. Perfect.
No.
I did something right.
Yeah, you
there
did.
we go.
You got it correct. Well done, Matt. I'm proud of you.
There we go,
Proud of you, mate. What more could you ask for? Yeah, you are.
I'm getting there.
Absolutely stellar job, buddy. Stellar job. You know,
There we go.
what more could you ask for? But don't forget, guys, type in a message if you are here. Say hi. You know, I promise you, we will respond, and we will have a chat as the race goes on. So
we always love that interaction.
Exactly. So Interlagos in Brazil. Now, this has got to be the favourite circuit of mine. I love this circuit. We've got corners such as the Senareses. We've got down through Mugello, Juncao, and that long running left-hander, which actually is split into 3 parts. Now, I never actually knew this tonight until I read up.
Really?
Yeah, on Interlagos. I didn't know. It's not just one sweeping left-hander. There's actually 3 corners. Now, you've got Juncao, which is the last one. Then you've got Cafe, which is the slight left one. And then you've got Subido de Boxes, which is the longer left one. And then coming down the start-finish straight, it's actually called the Bleachers in English. I can't translate it into Spanish. I can't remember what it actually told me. But at the end of the day, it's called something else. And I think that's the thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. They divide 3 corners up into one. You know, what more could you ask for? So,
I mean, you definitely can't.
No, and I think the community would just know it as one sweeping long left-hander, but it is actually 3 corners. So there we go. So a little bit of knowledge here. As I say, we are in its 5th variant of this circuit. Previous variants have been longer. One of the earlier variants of this circuit was out at 7.8 kilometres. So that makes it over 3.5 kilometres longer than today's circuit. And I think, to be fair, it just shows the progression that Brazil and Interlagos and Sao Paulo have made, the fact that they've managed to get an absolute world-class circuit and they've got it short by about 3.5k in length. So, you know,
They really do.
very impressive, I've got to be honest.
It's very impressive. I mean, it's not easy to do that.
No, and the thing is as well, I didn't actually know it was happening. I didn't know it happened. I'm assuming, most people think that Interlagos, when it opened in 1948, was just Interlagos. That was it. You know, it was opened in 1948, and it's been this variant ever since. But no, we're on its 5th variant. So there you go. Something you didn't know.
That is interesting.
I know. I'm full of knowledge tonight,
James. Well, we've been chatting away. We're heading into the 10-minute qualifier.
We absolutely are. We've got Paul Clark from iLounge Racing, one of the sponsors this evening as well. Head over to iloungeracing.co.uk and check out all the rigs that Paul Clark's company have got available. There is rigs from £3,000 all the way up to £100,000. Now, I've got to be honest, the one sat in the body of a Formula 1 car looks absolutely incredible. Is it out of my price range?
Insanity.
Absolutely. Well out of my price range, buddy. But if you have a look, I don't know if you've seen any of these, Matt, so I'll post it in the... I'll send you a little message and you can have a look at some of these.
Let's take a look at these.
Some of these rigs are absolutely incredible, supplied by iLounge Racing there. But definitely go and check them out, guys. We've got, as I say, you've got half an F1 car in some, and then you've got seats.
Holy.
Yep. Seats and everything. It's a dead old full-on sim racing, well, just sim racing life, I think, but to be fair.
100,000.
I know, 100,000. Yeah, £100,000.
That's the same amount I paid for my university.
Well, yeah, but look at how much fun you would have had out of the sim rig compared to what you paid out at university.
I mean, who needs to go to university when you can do sim racing?
Exactly. At the end of the day, why more would you ask for? You know, but they have got normally reasonable. They got a Pro Sim Rig PS1 chassis there for £619, so I suppose you're coming down a little bit. But you can get a £100,000 rig, and the Axim Formula Simulator from 36,999 900 is like half a Formula One car. So it's absolutely, I know, it's amazing, dude. I absolutely love some of these rigs that he's done, and they are quite incredible. So head over to there. Yeah, head over there.
Head over to Island Racing.
And also as well, you are allowed to go in and try them before you think about buying them. So there we go.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a benefit. It's not something you tend to see with sim racing companies these days. No, it's always good when you see it.
Yeah, you get kind of stuck with it, and that's about it. It's not a try before you buy, but Paul allows you to go in and try before you buy. So head over to iloungeracing.co.uk and check out them as well. So full of it this evening as we see Mike Buson starting his fast lap. He's coming round into Juncao. Currently got 2 purple sectors, 2 greens as he's heading up the hill now. This is where Cafe is that little left-hander there. And then we've got the long left-hander of Sabido de boxes before we enter into the bleachers, which is starting about now and runs all the way down the length of the straight into the centre S's in turn 1 as well. So there we go. A little bit of track knowledge from me. I learn something new every single day.
There you go.
And Mike Buson pops it on pole on a 122.78. But then again, Simon Edgewood comes along and says, nope, you're going to do a 127.22, and he's going to take 3 out of the 5 sectors in purple. Mike Buson's got the other 2, so Simon Edwards definitely flying. Ivan Bramer, good evening, young sir. Good evening to you. Hope you're having a fabulous evening tonight. Ben Underdown has just gone into 4th place. Paul Crabb in 5th. Michael LeMay in 6th. Graham Brown in 7th. It's all swapping around at the moment. Martina Waters. Yeah, I know. Do you see the board?
It's all going. I mean, yes, I do. And Buson with another purple section, by the way.
Yeah.
Already improving on his time. The same purple section that he got in his first lap. He may be slightly behind Edwards, but there's not a lot in it.
Yeah.
These two are going to be going neck and neck this race, James. Edwards with another purple section as well. Again in the same purple section that he had before. This is going to be wild.
Absolutely there as well. Good luck tonight. And wow, sometimes they're being set. Yes, mate, but don't forget, it is customed. It's a custom lobby as well. So, yeah, don't forget that as well. The track temperatures are custom track temperatures. So, Buson, again, 2 purples and 2 greens. Can he get this last purple sector and take pole position? He is absolutely flying at the moment. Here's Mike Buson. He's going to be coming to the cross the line now. I'm surprised he didn't stay to the left-hand side. It is the shortest route. And he goes yellow in his last one and sets a 127.29. So
that is an improvement. We're seeing Crab with some purples coming out now. 2 purples in a row for him. He's going to come into 2nd. Just beating out Buson. We thought Buson was flying, but look at Crab coming in just short of Edwards by barely even a breath. 0.3.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. So let's take a quick look at the weather. 24 degrees is track temperature, and it will be set like that for the season. We've gone back in time. I love it when we do this. A bit of back to the future to April the 1st, 2022 at 8 o'clock and 2-mile-an-hour winds. So they've got quite a lot of cool temperatures and quite a lot of grip out there as well. Good evening, Sim Racing Community TV, providers of the flyby this evening as well. Don't forget to head over to simracingcommunity.com. Sorry, Tom. Don't shoot me.
There you go, James. You got it eventually.
Yeah, I did as well. Yes, mate. As if I would reach a 26 because of the setup. Well, it is open setup, so you do have that option. But obviously, only for you, young sir, on Sunday.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, Paul Crabb is purple in the 3rd sector, yellow in sector 4. What can he do in 5? Now, what we will do is we will try and find somebody coming across the line, which would be Simon Edwards, and we'll jump on board with Simon and just have a look at this lap. He's going to pull over now. Yeah, he is. Thought he might. And Mike Buson. They're all going to do it. What's Paul Crabb going to do? Is he going to go through again? Yes, Paul Crabb looks like he's on an attacking lap. So as we're coming into the centre S's turn 1, we're going to be 2nd gear. Crabb actually takes that in 3rd, which is quite a surprise actually, because everybody else I know race with take it in 2nd, including myself. So here we go now. We're heading down the Reda Raposta, coming down into the Lago at the end. We're going to be looking for the shadow on the right-hand side, and then we're going to hit in the brake marker just about there. There we go. Down into 3rd, hugging that left-hand side curb, taking as much as it as we can. Watching the outside edge because it is an off-track there, and I think Paul Crabb has either given that up as a bad job or he's just got a very slow on, but he should be down into 4th. No, he's given up. He's given up. That's not an attack. That's not an attacking lap. Not quite sure.
No, it's not.
No, Paul LeMay practicing starts there as well. Phil Glover's not out on track. There we go. Phil is out as well. Phil sat in the interview room and, you know, he's preparing for later. So there you go. Good old Phil Glover. Good job, buddy.
Good old Phil Glover. You love to see it. Let's hope his preparedness for the interviews helps him in his race here.
Well, you never know.
Currently sitting at 15th. I'm sure he can do good.
Yeah, you never know whether or not he will or not. So hopefully Phil Glover there will do an absolute stellar job and get himself up further. Go on then.
Let's remember, these qualifyings are not going to decide the end result. They're only going to decide the start. So while Edwards does have 0.235 on Busan, they're going to start first and second. They're not going to be 0.235 away from each other. The offense and defense is going to play a massive role when it comes into the actual race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could change a lot when it comes to the race. Busan maybe finally able to get his #1 position that he's been fighting for.
Well, let's hope and pray, because I'll tell you what, though, Mike Buson is a stellar lad, you know, and I've seen him in other leagues that do as well, and he does an absolutely amazing job. So hopefully we'll be all good, and Mike might actually get that victory that he so desperately wants to. So there you go. You'll let me off. Thank you, sim racing community. There
we go.
He's let me off. I'm allowed. I'm a good boy, and Mum said that I'm a good boy, so he's let me off, and he's not stuck me in detention or anything like that. So that's always good, isn't it? You know what I mean?
You got presents in your stocking this year, James.
Yeah, I know. No coal for me. Don't want coal. Coal's not good. Let's jump on board with Oliver Ettridge. Currently at the moment is on 2.6 laps. Is coming to the end as well. He's got to get a little time on the board. Currently doesn't have a time on the board. So we can see how Oliver Ettridge does. Damien G, welcome in chat, my man. How are you? Hope you're well. Now, me and Damien had a bit of a convo earlier. Basically, Damien is my food guy. Basically, before every race, I always have a chat with Mr. Damien G about whether or not he's eaten dinner. Now, normally, he's got a takeout. Tonight, he got a proper northern dinner with beef stew, dumplings, and Yorkshire pudding. Ooh. So, I know. So, fair play to Damien G. Oliver Ettridge just jumping up into 5th place there with 40 seconds on the clock. So, yeah, Damien G.
What a time.
Oh, no, absolutely flying as well, the 1:27.49. So, Damien G with a good old northern dinner there of beef stew, dumplings, and Yorkshire pudding. So, go on, Damien G. Good lad. You know what I mean? If you ever
that sounds like a good dinner. I've just been delivered some pizza, so I'm feeling great, James.
Have you? Well, I have. I did. What did I do? Meatballs and pasta. So pasta and meatballs. Now I'm here hungry, not eating all day. Oh, sorry, Martina.
Maybe you should go eat.
Yeah, go eat really quickly. You got about 2.5 minutes. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can eat that quick, mind you. And that'll probably give you something.
If you run to the fridge, you can grab a snack. And then come back and he'll be able to watch the rest of the race. Yeah,
but it's got to munch it really quickly and it might give her indigestion. So not recommended. Right, here is the grid. Guys, Simon Edwards is in pole position. Mike Buson second. Paul Crabb first. Paul Clark fourth. Oliver Ettridge in fifth. Paul LeMay sixth. Ben Underdown seventh. Martina Ward eighth. Richard Brown ninth. Colin Wynn in 10th. David Rollison in 11th. Michael LeMay down in 12th place. Below that, we've got Graham Brown in 13th. Damien G there in 14th. Jamie Bird in 15th. Phil Jocelyn 16th. And Phil Glover rounds out the top 17 this evening with 17 cars on track. So there you go. Welcome in, Damien G. Hope you're well. Don't forget, guys, next week we are off to Le Mans for 6 laps of Le Mans. And I know that's going to be a spicy one. If you're wondering why we're only doing 6 laps, because it's a very long circuit and can take a while. So there we go. Right, here we go. The cars are on the grid. We are lined up. Oh, nice, mate. You carry on eating your pizza. I got this. You're fine.
It was a good margarita pizza. I'll wait for the start.
Okay.
We're coming up. We're going to start. Edwards in pole position.
Here we go. And we're off. And it's green, green, green. Here tonight for the Radical Race Series Round 3, live from Interlagos. The guys are going to have to keep an eye on their cars for this first lap, because trust me, it is slippery. The car does not want to go where it should do. And currently, at the moment, Simon Edwards has got away cleanly. Mike Boost Buson in second, Paul Crabb in third. As you can see, the guys rushing down towards us now. Colin Wynn in the background there has lost 3 places at the start and is currently down in 13th. So far, so good. I am going to keep an eye on Damien G as he's trying to dive up the inside of Phil Jocelyn there. He makes it through cleanly, and everybody through the first couple of corners, and I think that's important, Matt.
That definitely is. We didn't see another turn one. We didn't see another start line crash, James. We're doing pretty good. We are doing good. Obviously, Edwards managed to get a pretty good start there to get out of Mark Buson, apologies. Buson ahead of Crabb with Ettridge in fourth. I believe he's up 1 place. Correct? If I'm wrong. We got Clark. Then ends down, and Martina Ward hitting up 7. I was right, Ettridge was up 1 place.
Well, there you go.
God, I'm amazing.
Mate, you are incredible. All the gainers on the left-hand side there. Ettridge 1, Underdown 1, Ward 1, Wollaston 1, LeMay 1, and Bird is up in 2 places. Uh-oh. Oh, no, Phil Jocelyn. What have you been up
what
to?
happened here?
Phil Jocelyn there in the number 4 car in the middle of the field. This is coming up to Biko. Oh! That was helped by car number, I believe that was 66 there. Graham Brown has helped Phil Jocelyn on his way. Now, did Damien G make it through all cleanly? He did, but that was Phil Jocelyn there going off. Michael LeMay has also been involved in the wars as well, and Paul LeMay is dropping down the order. Michael is over there as well from Two Brothers Racing. So let's have a look what happened to the Michael LeMay, and hopefully it doesn't involve his brother. He's gone down into turn 1. There's David Rolliston inside of him as he's coming into the centre. This is Rolliston. Oh, LeMay just locks up, goes in far too deep, and around he goes. Come on, Ettridge, says Stephen McCann. Well, currently Oliver Ettridge, there you go, your boy is on screen, currently sitting in 4th place as we're into lap 2. Don't forget, we've got a 15 lap race. He is, he's stellar, he's doing 4, he's in 4th, absolutely smashing it.
Absolutely, he's gone at 1 place, and that's where you want to be. All the other places looking pretty tight. We could see Buson currently just under a second behind Edwards. Crabb 0.3 seconds behind Buson. Is this going to be another 2nd place for Buson, James? Well, we don't want to see that.
No, I don't want to see Buson into another 2nd because he has been working incredibly hard, and he can get down to 126s. We know that already. But currently Buson is under attack from Paul Crabb here as these guys are heading down into turn 1. They're both from Team Radline, Paul Crabb and Mike Buson, with John McHutchison as their teammate as well, and Stephen Place. So there we go, their guys are having an epic scrap as well, but Michael LeMay is tucked up behind Phil Glover, currently going down into turn 1, trying to take the inside line. I think Phil has gone wide, he did, and that's allowed Michael LeMay through there as well. So quite an action-packed start to this evening's racing, but currently you've got Simon Edwards in first, Buson 2nd, Paul Crabb 3rd, Oliver Ettridge 4th, Paul Clark 5th, Ben Underdown 6th, Martina Ward 7th, Richard Brown 8th, Colin Wynn 9th, and Jamie Bird rounded out your top 10. So there we go. But Simon Edwards and Mike Buson, Matt, are very close together currently as well. They are literally 1 second back from there. And Mike Buson has got Paul Crabb for company.
There's going to be a tough fight between Buson and Crabb here. Buson, he's going to need to pump up the gas a little bit if he wants to get that 1st position that he's been fighting for. But there are 12 laps left in this race. There's still plenty of time for action. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, James. I believe there is a pit difference here where they have a fast repair. Correct me if I'm wrong. No,
you're not wrong there. They do have a fast repair. If anything does go horribly wrong, they can go in, and what a fast repair does, it kind of gives them an instant repair. It's like somebody waving a magic wand in Harry Potter style at your car, and within a few seconds you're done, stopped and gone again. So there we go. Paul Clark, fastest repairos, as you say there, Matt. Absolutely. Paul Clark there from iLounge Racing, currently under attack from Ben Underdown, 0.4 back as well. David Rolliston has got the other LeMay, Paul LeMay this time, for company, and so has Richard Brown, Colin Wynn and Jamie Bird. So there's a nice little 4-way materialising here, Matt.
Yeah, there really is. 4-ways are always dangerous. We saw it yesterday. We could see here again, David Rolliston really under attack here, but hopefully he can hold on to it as LeMay's coming around on the outside. That could be tough, but LeMay, he's going to overtake on the inside this contact, but it seems to be Rolliston going wide there. Unfortunate there as LeMay takes in the 11th spot. Hoping to get some attack on Bird next, maybe.
Yeah.
It's looking dangerous, James.
Yeah, hopefully as well. A little bit of door rubbing from LeMay and Rolliston. Can't really say door rubbing because the car hasn't got any doors. But they did, at the end of the day, come to contact. Both men made it through cleanly. And there we go, on board with David Rolliston, who is currently down in 12th place. Now, I believe there was a big log up from Paul LeMay. Or in front of Paul, that was Jamie Bird as well. But Mike Bousson now is got within 0.75. He's going to be picking up the draft here. See it on the left-hand side. He's coming down, albeit very slowly.
There we go.
But Paul Crabb is coming even quicker. So could this be Mike Bousson getting his first victory of the season? Can he stay within contact?
We could even see a bit of a three-way fight here, James, if Crabb and Bousson manage to keep up the pace here.
Yeah, we could do, and at the end of the day, you know, it's got to be within that 7/10 gap, otherwise he's not going to get the draft. So he's got to be doing it if he can.
Exactly. I mean, Bousson's getting pretty close. These turns looking pretty tight from both Bousson and Crabb. Edwards not slouching either as he's flying down this track, getting pole position, but there's a little bit of pressure on Edwards. He's getting pole position out the gate. He has to keep it for all 15 laps if he wants to get that win. Pole position does nothing if you lose it halfway through the race. It
does, and it's so easily done here as well. But on board with Jamie Bird, he is currently chasing down Paul LeMay as they're going up round the Ferradura and then leading them round to the right-hander of SA. Now, I've been told here as well, because somebody was telling me that I was doing things wrong the other day, you can take as much curve as you possibly can going around SA, and you can do the same here into Debato as well. So you've got to be looking at trying to get that car turned in early to run that inside curve as much as you can. It does unsettle the car a little bit, but you know, they do manage it a lot quicker.
But in 15 laps, you got to think that damage to the car is probably going to be negligible. So it's not a lot of time. It's not a lot of time to down. You're going to have to take your car up pretty bad if you're going to need to go backwards in 15 laps.
Yeah, well, I've done it myself with the officials, mate. Nicholas, great drive and a great commentary as well. Keep it up. Thank you very much, my man. Much love to you. You can go over and follow us at JPBroadcasting on Twitter, or give the YouTube channel a lovely subscribe. Turn on the bells, and don't forget as well, give the video a big old thumbs up, because it's always appreciated when you give it a big old thumbs up. So if you can do that, that would be absolutely amazing.
And that gap between Bousson and Edwards is only slowing. We're down to 0.66, almost 666 there, the devil's number between Bousson and Edwards. But the gap between Bousson and Crabb has actually widened a little bit to 0.3. It's almost negligible, but it has widened. And as we see, Underdown and Clark having a bit of a battle here as well. They're switching places a few times there. Yeah. So it could be a little tough there.
Yeah, there's little pockets going on now. We've got the Edwards, Bousson, the Crabb battle. Then we've got Underdown as well. He's involved. Brown as well, and Damien G. You can see him on the left-hand side. When they're orange, they're outside of the half a second. When they're inside the... No, they're inside of half a second when they're orange. They're outside of the half a second with the yellow. So Ben Underdown here is literally within 2/10 of Paul Clark. He's going to be looking at making this move up that start-finish straight if he can, closing up. Now the time is going to come down. It's coming down for Bousson and Crabb as well. Trying to keep an eye on all battles. Not always easy, especially when I see Phil Jocelyn having an incident and crashing the car. So we will have a look back at that one. I know.
It's all happening, James. It's all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
What is going on? We got LeMay and Wynn. We've got Brown and Ward. We got Underdown and Clark. We got Bousson and Crabb and Edwards. What is going on?
Well, all these guys, all these guys having an epic battle. But let's have a look what happened to Phil Jocelyn here. He's coming down into Interlagos, locks the car up, runs him wide, goes round. Does he put him into the barrier? He doesn't. Doesn't make any contact with anybody and just pulls it in. So unless he's had previous damage from his earlier incident, that could well be the situation. But we'll see how this gets on at the moment. Let's go down to Paul LeMay, Jamie Bird. They're still battling. Paul LeMay and Colin Wynn are locked in a little battle here as well. So good old Colin Wynn. Speak to Colin regularly on many occasions. So
how is he, James?
He's all right. He does really well, to be fair. Good old Colin Wynn.
It's always good.
Yeah, I know. He's good for a good conversation, is Colin. I've got to be honest. You know, there you go. So there you go. But let's have a look on our driver focus this season as well, so we can pick out a driver to go and have a look at, and this time we will go and have a look at Paul Crabb and Paul LeMay. We're going to go down to Phil Glover, currently at the tender age of 57. He's been sim racing for 8 years as Phil, and his favourite simulator is iRacing. So there we go.
Love it.
Yep, gotta love it. Biggest inspiration in motorsport, Matt. Nigel Mansell and my local track.
Nigel Mansell again.
Yeah, and my local track.
Me.
Yeah, and my local track, Cadwell Park. So his greatest achievement is sim racing, competing in stage rallying in the 1980s in real life. Not sim racing, but something I'm very proud of is gaining my pilot's license in real life. Ooh, so there we go. That's pretty good for Phil Glover.
That's not easy to do. That's pretty impressive.
No, not at all. But one thing that isn't very impressive is the fact that Martina Ward here has been involved either with an incident with Richard Brown, Graham. Yeah, what? Richard Brown? Why is it?
Oh, that's pretty rough contact there. Unfortunate for Martina Ward.
Yeah, Richard Brown. Sorry, I was a little bit lost then.
There's so many Browns.
I know, I got a little bit confused. But Richard Brown there and Martina Ward come to contact. Let's have another look back. I think he's just seen it. He just literally comes in a little bit too deep into turn one. And unfortunately joins the back of Martina Ward's car. And Martina Ward goes round, so that's Martina Ward dropping down the order. But Paul Clark and Ben Underdown are still locked in the battle. Literally, Matt 0.1 and closing. I think Underdown's going to run this outside line. He's got to tuck in behind him as they're heading up over the hill. You can see there the slight. Oh, Clark squeezing.
Oh, Jesus.
Clark is squeezing Underdown, and Paul Clark holds it, but Underdown's going to get a run. He's got a lot better line. Here we go on this run up the Aposta. Can he make it down into the Largo?
God, James.
Don't know, Matt. What's going to happen?
I'm flustered. And while I've been doing this, Crabb has actually passed out Busan. There's a pretty big gap between Crabb and Busan now, so it looks like Crabb might be taking a stab at Edwards soon. We could be seeing a totally different race line to what we anticipated. But while this is happening, Clark and Underdown absolutely battling less than a 100th of a second. 10th, actually. I can't read. 10th of a second coming in. What is happening, James?
Yeah, and they are absolutely battling out. As you say, Paul Crabb did pass Mike Buson. Now, I'm going to have a look and see when I can find that one and see if that was an error on Buson's part. Let's have a look. Buson going into the centre S. He's got a little bit of a battle. He breaks and allows Crabb through. Okay, fair one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Buson got a lot worse to exit, and that allowed Crabb to come through and now battle with Simon Edwards. So this battle is going to go spicy as they go into the last 6 laps. Flying up over the hill now as they're coming down into the S's. Crabb's on the left.
Here we go.
Crabb's looking for that tighter line. That would tighten up the exit, and that would give him a lot better run at Edwards down the Aposta to see if he can get him down into Interlagos. But I think the interesting thing will be is whether or not he can stay close. How many moves is Edwards going to make? He wants to only make one. He goes back into the line. Is Crabb going to send it up the inside of Interlagos? He's not this time around, Matt. I don't think that's going to be long before we get a move on that one.
No, this is definitely going to be close. I mean, Crabb and Edwards are practically conjoined right now with how close they're going. Buson not exactly far behind either. But this battle between Edwards and Crabb is gonna be a deadly one. We could see something crazy happen today, James.
Absolutely. And from these guys, but Underdown and Clark are still in a battle. Then there's a nice little battle in further down the order. Richard Brown, David Rolliston, Damien G are all within a second of each other. And currently at the front is Jamie Bird of this pack. So this is the battle for 9th place. And poor Jamie Bird is literally under the cosh. He goes in deep into the first essay. Oh, Rolliston tags.
No contact.
Bird runs wide, Rolliston goes into the back of Brown, and Damien G's just sat at the back, almost kind of waiting to see what happens here before he looks at making his move. Damien G, the silent assassin, here tonight at Interlagos.
James, a little bit of an opportunist. We can
exactly.
see some interesting moves from him.
Absolutely. The thing is as well, you know, give it a good old go, son. If you ain't going to have a go, you're never going to know where you're going to be. And if he can have a go, he's got to have a go. And I think that's more important as we've got 6 laps remaining here. Not 6, sorry, they're on lap 11, lap 4. So absolutely incredible racing so far.
What is James? This is actually crazy. I mean, Crab is now the gap between Crab and Edwards has widened to nearly a second. So Edwards still playing his game pretty well. He's got 4 more laps to hold on to, but 4 laps is plenty of chances for error, James. And we all know what can happen on tracks like this. We saw what happened in Fuji, Japan. We saw what happened yesterday. There's a lot of things that can and most likely will go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Edwards right now, he's looking pretty solid.
Yeah, he's got half a second gap at the moment. There's a little bit of a gap now, dropped out down to David Rolliston. He's dropped down to a second behind this battle of Richard Brown and Jamie Bird. And we'll see how this one materialises. I'll keep an eye on Edwards because the gap is coming down. And there is Simon Edwards and also Paul Crabb in the Radical SR10. Anybody who's driven this car is not, you know, it's not an easy car to drive, and you have to be an absolute mega superpower for these guys to drive this, and they're doing an absolute stellar job. Simon Edwards out in front, Paul Crabb in second. Gap opening up to Buson now. He's got about 2.2 back, so unfortunately Buson there looks like he's lost a little bit of a time.
Yes. They're definitely making this look easy, James. I mean, I'm watching this. I'm feeling like I could race 125s on this track.
Really?
But this is, honestly, watching these guys, it feels like it. They're doing amazing right now. They're flying down this track, but this is not an easy feat, especially in that car. The margin for error is incredibly high, as we know.
Exactly. But if you
insane.
do 125s,
they make it look easy.
Yeah, they do. They're top drivers. You know, Simon Edwards is 7 KI rated. He's not exactly a newbie. He's not down in rocking.
Exactly.
You know, and he finished second in the championship last year as well. And he's currently in 4th, I think he is currently at the moment. So he's got a bit of work to do. But we've got no Austin Gretorix here this week. I'm probably guessing he's off racing somewhere else. But yeah, no Austin Gretorix, which is a bit of a shame. But these guys are coming round now to get on to lap 13. You see it on the left-hand side, and then we've got 2 more laps to go, and it's going to be an epic 2 laps. Do not go anywhere as we drop down the order into the Richard Brown, David Rolliston, Damien G battle. These guys are throwing literally everything at each other, bar the kitchen sink that they couldn't fit into that SR10. I've tried, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. There's not a lot of space in that for a kitchen sink. You could maybe fit a bathroom sink. I've fit one of those before, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's the way I look at it, it's just adding to weight. You know what I mean? So they're not going to want to be weighting their car down, but they are doing it.
A little bit of weight never done in oneself.
No, not at all.
A little bit of weight, you can crash into someone, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. But Simon Edwards is trying to not crash into Paul Crabb, going up round the Ferradura before they go into Laranjara and then into Essay, which is a 3-part corner. So you got the right, then you got the second right, and then you got the Essay here as well before you go down into Pinorino, which is where we're at now on this circuit. And then up into one of my favourite corners is Pico de Pado. I don't know why I love saying it. Yeah, I know.
That is great. That is a great name.
And it just rhymes off the tongue as well. Pico de Pado.
They really do.
So there you go. Yeah, but absolutely stellar evening here, and Simon Edwards and Paul Crabb. Edwards got slow. Whoa, Paul Crabb is off.
Oh, he's gone flying. That's devastating for Crabb. He's dropped down into 3rd, a couple seconds behind Buson. Buson looking like he could get another 2nd place after that unfortunate error by Crabb.
It wasn't an error. It wasn't an error. Oh, he hit the brakes. And I can tell you why he hit the brakes if you want, because, you know, I'm an expert now. He hit the brakes because Edwards had broken and was slow, and he was going to carry so much more speed, he did not want to go into the back of him. So therefore he hit the brakes, which resulted in the car locking up and him going to the left-hand side. Underdown and Clark are currently side by side here. Into the center S as they go. Underdown's got a lot better run on that run down into Interlagos. He's going around a long curve de Sol left-hander, and here we go. He's pulled out a little bit early. I'm not quite sure I would have gone out that early, but he is on the right hand side of your screen. Is Ben Underdown. He's last of the late breakers. No, yeah, that was either pick him up and stick him in your pocket and commit, or back out. And Underdown backed out there, and I'm not.
Yeah, that's definitely This late into the race, James, I think backing out of that was definitely the right decision.
Oh, absolutely. It was a safe option.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Oliver Ettridge here is currently in 4th place. I'll give you a bit of an update on that one. Oliver Ettridge in 4th there for the Oliver Ettridge fans in chat. Simon Edwards is going to be coming across the line very, very shortly to what I believe to be the final lap. Barney isn't waving. So we
What's happening here, James?
No, we should. It is the final lap. Yes.
There it is. Yeah. There we go.
SDK did tell us on the top of the screen that it was the final lap. It goes white. So believe it or not, it's a very clever. I know.
That's pretty clever. Yeah.
No, I know.
Like that.
Program myself. Well, I didn't program it. I just pulled the code in and stuck it in. But there we go. Simon Edwards is coming round for the final lap of the race. Ben Underdown and Paul Clark are still locked in this little bit of a battle, coming down into the centre S's at this moment in time as well. Underdown's got the run now. This is it. Underdown's got it. He's got to settle in behind it. Go in.
Oh, there we go. He's got to send it.
No, he's got to go in behind him. He's got to go in and try. If he's got room there, he's going side by side. Underdown on your left, Clark on your right. We'll go down into Interlagos. Are they going to go round it too wide, or has Underdown backed up again?
Unfortunate for Underdown. I think at that point you just got to kind of send it. See if you can get that place over Clark there, because there's not a lot of time left to catch it up. He's going around it. He's going to try and come in, but it doesn't look like he has enough space. Clark managing to hold on to that 5th spot.
Yeah,
Clark is fighting a battle here, James.
Yeah, well, he's had Underdown behind him for pretty much the majority of the race. The problem is obviously Underdown's got nowhere to go. He can send it out the inside now into the paddock, but he's not going to make it. His last chance is down into Juncao, and I don't think he's going to be able to get that down there either, because it looks like he's too far away. But Simon Edwards is going to come across the line for your checker flag tonight, taking the victory here at Interlagos. Mike Bousson in 2nd place. Mike Bousson again in 2nd.
Unfortunate.
I know.
It's another 2nd place for Mike Bousson.
Yeah.
Edwards having almost a flawless race there to take the 1st position.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to give it up to Edwards. That was a pretty clean race from him.
Yeah, he got the run. Looks like Clark did manage to hold on from Underdown there, so that's a nice one as well. So well done, Ben Underdown there, and Paul Clark having that epic battle all the way through. Paul LeMay fighting his way back up into 7th. David Rolliston there in 10th. Damien G 11th. Brown in 12th. Michael LeMay in 13th. Phil Glover is down in 14th. Graham Brown in 15th place. Obviously, Graham involved in his own piece of contact as well. So, unfortunately for that, it was a little bit messy here tonight at the beginning. But I'll tell you what an absolutely incredible evening of racing already. And it's already done and dusted. So let's bring you up the final results for tonight's race. There we go, Matt. Can you see them okay?
There we go. I can see that. We got Simon Edwards coming in number 1. A great time by Simon Edwards. Mike Bousson not too far behind, coming in 2nd. Then we're going to have Paul Crabb in 3rd. Oliver Ettridge in 4th. Paul Clark rounding out the top 5. Then we're sitting in 6th with Ben Underdown, Paul LeMay in 7th, Colin Wynn in 8th, Jamie Bird in 9th, and David Rolliston in 10th place. After that, we got Damien G in 11th, Richard Brown in 12th, Michael LeMay in 13th, Phil Glover in 14th, Graham Brown coming in at 15th, Martina Ward in 16th, and Phil Jocelyn in 17th. Both having their own little... They're both little instants there.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate for them. Still a good race, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great race there, James.
Yep, incredible racing this evening. And let's see if we can get... I wonder if Phil is wanting a chat. Phil Glover is in the booth this evening. Phil, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm amazing. I just sat and watched a great race. Obviously not as much fun for me as it was for you, because obviously you were in it. You know.
Well, yeah. I was wondering whether you might talk to me as I was going along, which I'm doing now.
Well, I was a little bit worried. I didn't know why you were there, because you didn't message or anything. So I thought, well, I don't want to pull you in and talk to you as you're going around, because I didn't want to interrupt what you were doing. But if that was your plan, young man, then just shoot me a message. The next time I know to pull you in, because I wasn't entirely sure, you know, whether or not I should, and I didn't want to interrupt. You know.
Yeah, I don't think you don't interrupt my driving much, to be honest.
Look, overall though, you gained 3 positions. You're up in 14th. How was the race? Did you enjoy it, first off?
Well, yeah, I did enjoy it, but yeah, wasn't very competitive, I'm afraid.
No, what do you think that is? Any specific reason?
I think it's just down to not putting enough time in. I've been away. I've been on holiday. Just got back last night and been at work all day. So, not trying to make excuses, but it definitely helps if you've got time to practice.
Yeah, absolutely as well. As you can see there, that was the Graham Brown spin that we were just looking at with Phil Jocelyn, I believe, as well on track. But look, overall, you know, you've got time now. We're going on to Le Mans. Do you like Le Mans? Is that one of your favourite circuits?
It is actually. It's less complicated. You've got time to think a bit more, and it suits you if you've not had too much time to practice. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
All right then, Phil, well, there you go. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week in Le Mans, and thank you so much for joining me in the booth this evening. So there we go. That was Phil Glover in the interview booth with us. And now we've got your third place man, Paul Crabb, is in the booth. Paul, how are you?
Oh. There we go. There we go. We got it. Paul Crabb?
Yeah, sorry. I just... oh, no.
Everything okay, Paul?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'm having a bit of a moment with my headset.
No worries.
Oh, okay. So you're all good, though?
Yes, I'm all good. Thank you.
Good. That was a... okay, so first off, what happened with Simon going down into Juncal?
It was me. I just got the corner wrong. I didn't turn in soon enough, and I ended up scrubbing sideways and then snapping right again. So, all my own doing, nothing to do with Simon.
Oh well, I got it wrong.
I got it right. I got it right, and Jen's got it wrong. Let's go.
Yeah, he did say, Matt did say fair one. It was a mistake from Paul. See, from my point of view, being that I've driven this track all week at the moment, Paul, what it looked like is Simon had slowed down and you just carried far too much speed. So therefore you were hitting the brake harder, which caused you to go round. But obviously I was incorrect. So what do I know?
No, I actually braked slightly too late because what I'm normally doing is kind of coasting to that apexy bit and getting on the power across it. And it's been working quite nicely. So I just missed that bit on that lap and around I went. Well, off I went.
Do you take it in second or third?
Gosh, do I take it in second or third? I don't know. I think I take it in second.
You think, okay, I'm getting tips off here, you know, because I can't get below 129 at the moment, mate.
I take it in third.
Oh, okay.
Definitely in third. I go all through the fiddly section in third, and then I get up to fourth along the short little bit on the left hander.
Yeah.
On approach up to Juncal, and then back down to third round and off.
Oh, okay. So, I'll have to have a go with that because I seem to lose a little bit of time around there because I'm generally in second gear by the time I've gone up round into the SA in Ferradura. So, I'll have a try of these. But, Paul, we're going on to Le Mans next week. What's your feeling? Because it can be a long track and not always a good one.
Well, I've done tons of laps around Le Mans in endurance races and stuff, so I don't mind it. It's going to be a bit of a draft fest. Everyone's going to be almost a minimum downforce, back and forth down the straights and then trying to stay on track in the corners. It's a bit. I find I don't really like Le Mans that much, other than to do endurance races in. It's a bit like two long straights separated by the odd corner.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus, I think. But Phil did say he likes it, Phil Glover, so there we go. But Paul, we look forward to seeing you in Le Mans next week. Well done on your third place. You know, you got some first place at Okayama, third place here tonight, points on the board, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I was on max downforce. Simon was nearly minimum downforce, so I was all over him in the twisty stuff, but I could not pull a pass down the straights.
Just carrying too much. But there we go, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us in the booth, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Take care.
Have a good one. That has
Right.
made me very happy that I was wrong. That I was
Yeah,
right and you
all
were wrong,
right,
James.
all right, right. Let's bring it in our next interview. Let's bring in the one and only Mike Bousson. You're going to start calling him the second place man of the season as he gets 3 second places in a row. Mike, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Good evening.
Good evening. Another second
Good
place.
Yep. Becoming the bridesmaid, aren't I?
Yeah, never the bride. But I will say that, to be fair, it was a lucky second place. Paul Crab did make a mistake down into Juncal that ran in wide and you went off. Now, you made the mistake into turn 1 that allowed Paul Crab through.
Yeah, I was. I had it in the back of my mind, obviously, last week's little faux pas, and I think it was playing on my mind a little bit. And with Paul being really patient behind me, playing the long game, I sort of just did not hit my brake markers, slid on by. He was alongside me. I didn't want contact, so I just let him go and have a run at Simon, see how we could get on with that, because I just wanted to finish the race.
Yep, and you finished, you did, in second place. Overall, you got to be happy. Should, I think, if I remember correctly, near enough try and cement you back in to the lead position. I will have to have a check and make sure that that is correct. But it's another haul up. Oh, yes, you are. You're in first by 1 point.
Well, it was, in my mind, it was a good result. Interlagos traditionally in the SR8 hasn't been a very good race for me. A bit better in the SR10. Have been burning through the tyres quite a bit, so it was nice just to be able to sit behind Simon and be able to sort of keep in touch with him. I thought he was going to scamper off the speed he's had in the small bit of practice he's had. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And we go on to Le Mans next week. Bit of a split decision about Le Mans. Some love it, some hate it. You know, Paul just said it's a couple of straights with a few corners in. Phil said he likes Le Mans. What's your general consensus on Le Mans?
Not really done much or spent much time on it. We had a quick sort of play on it with the SR8s a while back, and it held up pretty well. But we give it our best.
Absolutely. And you've only got 6 laps because it's a long old track, mate.
Yeah.
Right, buddy, you enjoy yourself. Congratulations on your second place, and we'll see you next week in Le Mans.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
See you later. Right, now, last final interview of the evening is your race victor, Simon Edwards, there as well in first place. Simon, welcome in to the booth.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I told you it was my favourite track, didn't I?
Oh, you did, yeah, but I've been loving this track. I've barely had any time for driving over the last few weeks, and I've just absolutely had more time this week, and I've been around it now, nowhere near as quick as you, but, you know, I've been having some fun. You know, I'm not going to sit back and say that was easy, because you had Mike Bousson in the first half, Paul Crab in the second half, and none of them were very far away from you, were they?
No, it was a high versus low downforce battle. I had barely any downforce on the car, which was interesting in the slow stuff, but I had a nice balance in the car. And like Paul was saying to me, I used to be a skippy driver, so I was driving in more skippy mode, no downforce on it. So that was interesting. All I needed to do, make sure I didn't make a mistake, and then it was all on them to attack me.
Yeah, Paul was saying he had a high downforce setting and couldn't get any kind of near you, got near you in the twisty bits, couldn't get near you on the straight to make the pass. So, which is a fair statement considering the wing difference, clearly. Now, I struggle to race this on fixed, and I don't know what they run on downforce-wise. Why low downforce, though? Do you not feel like it's just going to slide off?
Like I said, I'm used to this track driving low downforce cars, so I'm not scared of I know what speed to take, if you know what I mean, into the slower corners. And I just felt that if I had a lower downforce and still had the right pace, I thought then that's going to either get me past somebody or it's going to keep me in front of somebody. So that was my thinking.
Okay. Well, it worked, clearly.
Yeah, I even qualified on a low downforce, so I didn't put a high downforce on to qualify. And as you could see, I could put the lap time in.
Absolutely. Now, that does put you second in the championship, 1 point behind Mike Bousson. I've just checked.
Oh, that's good.
Well, isn't it? You haven't lost contact, let's just say. You know, you're still in the hunt. So overall, you've got to be happy, I think. Haven't you, Simon?
I have 3 races in. I think, is it 3 races in?
3 races in, yeah, that's the third one.
Yeah, I've had 2 wins. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
wins.
Not
Holy.
at all. Great job from you there, young man, and congratulations. On to Le Mans next week. You know, different opinions. What do you think?
I like it for the tacticalness, but it's a bit boring otherwise.
I'm wondering how this is going to pan out along the broadcast way, or whether or not we're going to see the draft fest, and then it was explained to me as 2 straights and a few wiggly corners by Paul Crabb. So I think it's going to be an interesting one for us, because I've never not been there in a radical within a broadcast aspect. So I think it's going to be an interesting one to see how that one pans out on that. But looking forward to it nevertheless. So Simon, congratulations on your victory this evening, and we shall see you next week in Le Mans.
Thank you.
No worries. Well, there we go, guys. That rounds out tonight's broadcast here from Interlagos in Brazil. Matt, one word for tonight's racing.
Fast.
Okie dokie. Well, there we go. All done and dusted, and that sums up the racing this evening. Don't forget, guys, as well, if you are watching back on YouTube, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to give the channel a subscribe as well, and turn on the bells for notifications, because you're not going to want to miss any of the action there as well. I've been James Parfitt. I've been in the booth with Matt Zeniith, and all that's left for me to say now is take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.
Good night, y'all.